idea was a very good one, but it is left on the people who are going to operate it. Those of us operating it believed in it, and therefore we felt really it has to work.
NIA is a market association of insurance companies in Nigeria, and each company is represented by its chief executive. To that extent, it's an association of equals. We are professional colleagues and all that. Now, the major responsibility of the NIA is to protect the insurance industry generally, and that requires some kind of discipline.
For 10 years, beginning from 1919, an average of 2,900 commercial vehicles were registered in Nigeria annually. It was against this background that the first insurance company, the Royal Exchange Assurance Company Limited, was established in February 1921. The company, which was a branch office of a British insurer, monopolized the market until 1949. When 3 other British insurance companies established their own branches. In 1951, a consultative committee of insurance companies' chief executives operating in Nigeria met regularly to discuss common problems, especially government policies affecting the insurance industry. The body, however, became moribund after a couple of years. The attainment of political independence in 1960, following which Britain, as an imperial power, ceased to determine the political and economic development of Nigeria, created the need for a Nigerian-based body which would protect the interest of insurance. Another reason for the founding of an association of insurance companies was the proliferation of insurers operating in the country. By 1960, there were about 25 insurance companies. As most of the earliest insurance companies established were specialized outfits, efforts were made to establish Life Insurance Officers Association and Accident Insurance Officers Association. Their establishments were influenced by the structure of insurance associations in the United Kingdom, from where the business of insurance was introduced to Nigeria. On the 9th of August 1962, the representatives of insurance companies operating in Nigeria met at the Anchor Building, Lagos, in a renewed effort to resuscitate the consultative committee. The meeting unanimously decided to reform the defunct Nigeria Insurance Consultative Committee. A draft constitution was considered, and after some amendments adopted on motion, at that time, the Nigerian Insurance Consultative Committee consisted of 32 insurance companies. With the exception of Great Nigeria Insurance Company Limited and Universal Insurance Company Limited, all the member companies were branches or agencies of British insurance companies. Towards the end of 1970, members of the committee felt the need had arisen for the emergence of a stronger body of insurance, and consequently proposed to form an association to be registered under the Companies Act as a non-profit making body limited by guarantee. This development must have been informed by 2 main factors, namely government control and establishment of Nikon in 1969 as a wholly owned federal government concern, with power to compete with other registered insurance and obtain 105 legal cessions from them. The establishment of Nikon was to control the industry in line with its policy of mixed economy. Nikon joined the Nigerian Insurance Consultative Committee shortly after its establishment. The inaugural meeting of the Nigerian Insurance Association was held at Ikoyi Hotel, Lagos on the 16th of December 1971. The meeting unanimously decided to invite Malam Aliko Mohammed, Chairman of the National Insurance Corporation of Nigeria, as Chairman of the Association.
Nikon was 100% government, federal government owned. Yeah. And really that when Nikon is involved in this, it means actually that the government is aware of what is happening. They encouraged us to form this association.
The election of Malam Aliko Mohammed as the first chairman of the association was a recognition of the leadership status of Nikon in the industry. In January 1981, the association was incorporated under the Companies Act 1968 as a company limited by guarantee. The body thus acquired a juristic personality and became capable of enforcing its rights, including rights to acquire property in its own name rather than through trustees. In 1990, the association changed its name to Nigerian Insurance Association so as to clearly reflect its professional and business status.
NIA was a major player in the industry because everything revolved around us, the brokers, the NICOM, and so on and so forth. So NIA had that role, and I think they still have that role of ensuring that the industry is sound, that the industry is surviving, because all the problems dovetailed into NIA because NIA had the payers of claims that also carried the risk, and so on and so forth. So NIA was like a center in the insurance industry in Nigeria.
Having surmounted the teething problems from 1971 to 1990, NIA began to move into the next phase of its growth. But this was not without challenges.
The most serious of them was rate cutting and the outstanding debtors from government organizations.
The major challenge was capitalization.
One major problem was that we had our money locked up for almost the whole year. So when you raised the money, you didn't have the money to use as an operator. I can't remember what led to that delay, but invariably, people who raised money were not able to really use the money to grow their business.
We had challenges with legislation. Different groups from time to time attempted to excise some of the insurance businesses into their sector. So we had challenges, fighting the Employees Compensation Act that came up.
The intention was to get everybody to cooperate. The will was there, but the ability to enforce the will wasn't there in all cases.
Yeah, what are those major challenges? Well, one of them happened to be the issue of tenures, for directors, for chief executives, because then I think the commissioner then brought in some corporate governance that we felt was inimical, to the sustainability of many of those insurance companies. That was when they said, directors should not stay more than 8 years. Those who have stayed 8 years should leave. CEOs should leave after 2 terms of 5 years. And there were some companies that were family business in quote. You're saying that not more than one. Those were really challenging times for us because we were just about stabilizing as a market, and these things came abruptly, and we're just not really giving time But it really distorted the momentum that we were trying to really achieve. But by and large, I think we were able to weather through it.
The regulator was at that time contemplating and in fact trying to implement tenure limitation for CEOs, and that meant that the council was going to be empty if it was fully implemented. That was a challenge, and we needed to deal with it.
These were protracted problems that had been on even before I became chairman, but as a member of the governing council I was aware that these problems were there. They were problems that were liable to destroy the industry if they were not properly attended to.
To resolve some of these emerging problems, the association had to devise some ingenious solutions, consult the lead and application for the approval of rates for risks of not less than 250 million. There was also a market agreement which was executed by all members with effect from September 2002.
And I'm glad that during my term we were able to get an agreement of 105 insurance companies at that time, and all of them signed to that agreement that would be bound by certain rates, especially in the fire and special perils area. And we enforced that agreement to its letter. And then number two, we were able to set up a specialist insurance company that we call Energy and Special Risk Insurance Company to take care of the big risk like oil and gas. At that time, the federal government was trying to create this local content, and insurance was not part of it, and we fought very hard. I must say that Mr. Dolapo Balogun, who became the chairman later, was the driving force. And we set up a company that had capitalization of 400 million at that time. It was twice the required capital, and that would have been a good basis to have that capture of oil and gas businesses. Unfortunately, when the new insurance act came up, the capitalization went to 3 billion, and that company was not able to survive. But I think the insurance industry should go back to that.
To underscore the preparedness of the council to deal with the issue of rate cutting, two member companies which breached the provisions of the agreement were suspended on the 27th of March 2003. They were, however, later reinstated.
I think this issue of rate cutting is still a problem in the industry to the best of my knowledge, and they need to really buckle down and see how they can deal with it. Even though we have agreements, I think those agreements are still being flouted.
The association continued to make contribution to the development of the business of its members. For example, the association contributed to the wordings of the Clearance of Goods Amendment Warranty under marine cargo insurance policies and the Marine Cargo Guide.
Ngozi Okunjawala was the Minister of Finance then. I think Chukwuluze was the Commissioner of Insurance. NIA did a presentation then to Okunjawala because the government were hearing all kinds of rumor on that capitalization will increase dramatically. We had all our facts together, and she was extremely impressed. We even gave her a flash drive of all our presentations. She was extremely impressed. But we didn't have our way, and I think that is when she started recognizing the insurance industry. Not long she left the ministry, and when she came back under Jonathan Goodluck, that impression she had of us then stuck by her, and she really gave us good attention when she was the finance minister under Jonathan Goodluck.
As a forward-looking association, the NIA was like a man with a proverbial third eye, providing business solutions to the benefits of its members. This led to the following initiatives: discussions with motor vehicle tracking service providers for the installation of tracking devices for insured vehicles, establishment and implementation of an online web-based motor insurance database system. The most daunting challenge faced by insurance during this period was prescription of new capital requirements for insurance companies. The association also had to deal with the issue of Nigerian content on oil and gas insurance. In 2005, National Insurance Commission (NICOM) announced new capital levels for insurance companies operating in Nigeria. Under the new guidelines, life insurance companies were required to increase their capital base from 150 million naira to 2 billion naira. General insurance companies from 200 million to 3 billion naira. Composite companies from 350 million to 5 billion naira. And reinsurance companies from 500 million to 10 billion naira. The structure of the insurance industry was significantly altered at the end of the exercise in 2007. This led to the influx of many foreign investors from different parts of the world who saw new business opportunities in the Nigerian insurance market. The NIA set up a database and began to engage the government and other stakeholders to widen the scope of coverage of insurance and tighten the noose on fake insurance certificate racketeers.
We set up a database for the industry. That database was to enable us eliminate fake insurance in the marketplace, so that it was only those who were registered, that the certificates were accredited in the various tax offices and local government offices as genuine certificates of insurance. And that helped the market to eliminate fake insurance.
Between 2008 and 2010, the association had to contend with the following issues: market agreement, employee compensation bill, hosting of AIO live conference in 2010, NIA takeover of ECOWAS Brown Card, insurance awareness campaign, establishment of Customer Complaints Bureau chaired by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice George Oguntade. The establishment of the Customer Complaints Bureau was to provide the policyholders an opportunity to get fair hearing from a body that's independent of the association. It was also a way of building trust in insurance among the populace.
And I think that really helped the insurance industry, though this was formally launched the moment I left by my successor, Ladipo Ajayi. But it's something that I must say that I was very proud of in initiating when I was chairman.
Other issues that attracted the attention of the Governing Council were collaboration with FRSC and police on the establishment of database to reduce fake motor insurance in the market, participation in cargo defense fund activities, and taking advantage of the cabotage law as it affects marine underwriting, dealing with issues on taxation of insurance companies.
We had challenges with the CITA, the Companies and Income Tax law that came up at the time that brought about legislations that were not favorable to the insurance industry. Those were challenging times.
The market agreement, which discussion started in 2002 during the tenure of Mr. Godwin Alejeno, came into force in 2009 as a code for standard practice and effective service delivery. Unfortunately, it did not enjoy full adherence by members.
All the entire members of the association agreed to an alternative dispute resolution mechanism with our clients, among ourselves, which operates faster and without all the intricacies of a law court. And we agreed that we will be bound by whatever the decision of that panel, as it were. And the first person we appointed as the arbitrator was the retired Supreme Court Justice, His Excellency Justice Adeshola Oguntade, and he did quite a number of cases. But unfortunately, there was a very tricky one where obviously the insurance company was at fault, and of course, like the jurist of repute that he was, laid the blame where it was. But that company insisted on going to court and all that and all that. It was a bit messy because some of us were insisting that that was not our agreement, and the other people, that one, I didn't quite like that because it was not the agreement.
Also during the period, the implementation of the Bureau took effect on the 1st of December 2010 for the purpose of resolving reported claims against insurance companies. Being a major player in the African insurance space, the NIA participates in other regional, continental, and global insurance events. And just last year, 2021, the association hosted the 47th African Insurance Organization Conference and Annual General Assembly, a conference adjudged as the best ever in the history of the continental body. Other initiatives from 2011 to 2016 include market development and restructuring initiative, local content policy, dematerialization and codification of insurance documents, and more. The association also involved in capacity building in critical areas of insurance business. Following the passage of Pension Reform Act 2004, the association organized a workshop to apprise members of the business opportunity in the Act. The association sponsored a candidate to the UK to pursue a master's degree in actuarial science and entered into collaboration with the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries for capacity development in that area of business. In fact, the president of the global body, Ms. Majore Ngwenva, visited Nigeria in 2017 to consummate that arrangement.
We started sponsoring, I think every year, I don't know if that's still continuing, sponsor students to the UK to study actuarial science, because we are really, the numbers of actuaries in Nigeria are very limited.
CEOs retreats are also held to discuss and take learnings from CEOs in different areas of leadership and management, including corporate governance, risk-based supervision, financial inclusion, and other areas of interest. The association is always engaging the government with a view to expanding the frontiers of insurance business.
Here in Nigeria, the Ministry of Finance works closely with the National Insurance Commission, the industry regulator, for the development and implementation of policies to stimulate growth in the sector considering the evolving regulatory landscape. Some of the policies being implemented include aligning the insurance sector with the National Financial Inclusion Strategy to facilitate penetration of insurance products, licensing of micro-insurance and takaful companies, granting approval for bancassurance partnerships, as well as approval for index-based agricultural finance.
The regulator and the regulated entities who are members of the NIA, the relationship, if you ask me, has been very, very cordial. We engage, we have platforms to share information, and we've been talking to each other on issues that are of concern to the market. So to that extent, I would say it's quite cordial.
When COVID came into the country, and I rallied around all my members as well as the other arms of the industry, and we came up with an initiative to have an insurance policy to protect doctors, nurses, and frontline workers. And also we were able to raise some money, and we donated a large amount of money to the federal government in order to be able to curtail the spread of COVID. And this effort attracted the recognition of the President and Commander-in-Chief. The insurance industry was especially mentioned and accorded due recognition because of this initiative. And that happened to be the first time in the history of insurance in Nigeria that the insurance industry will be recognized by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the government.
As a forward-looking organization, the NIA produced the Insurance Industry Transformation Agenda, otherwise called the Insurance Industry Vision Document 2017 to 2027.
I went talking to a few of my friends. I regard them as a friendly 12, 12 CEOs, and we engaged KPMG, and we had a 10-year strategic plan, which was Vision 2027. And we needed to give it 10 years implementation.
The association has had 24 chairmen and 6 director generals. NIA chairman till date: Alhaji Aliko M. Mohammed, 1971 to 1977. Mr. J.H. Day, 1977 to 1979. Mr. Yinka Lijadu, 1979 to 1981. Professor Iruku J.O., 1981 to 1983. Mr. J.S. Bedi, 1983 to 1985. Mr. F.C. Nwokolo, 1985 to 1987. Mr. M.H. Black, 1987 to 1988. Mr. Ogunniyi, 1988 to 1990. Mr. Emo Odele, 1990 to 1992. Mr. Agbola Oke, 1992 to 1994. Mr. J.U. Ikindero, 1994 to 1996. Mr. A.A. Akintude, 1996 to 1998. Mr. B.O. Banjo, 1998 to 2000. Omosonya Akinyemi, 2000 to 2002. Godwin Alejeno, 2002 to 2004. Mr. Oye Hassan Odukale, MFR, 2004 to 2006. Mr. Dolakbo Balogun, MNI, 2006 to 2008. Mr. Wole Oshin, 2008 to 2010. Mr. O.O. Ladipo Ajayi, 2010 to 2012. Mr. Remi Oluwude, 2012 to 2014. Mr. G.U.S. Wiggle, 2014 to 2016. Mr. Eddie Efekoya, 2016 to 2018. Mr. Tokwe Smart, 2018 to 2020. And Mr. Ganiyu Musa, 2020 till date. Mr. Anthony Akinkumi Obakeye was the first honorary secretary and served from 1971 to 1977. Following his retirement, Mr. Vincent O.I. Nwaoloko was appointed as the first executive secretary of the association and served from July 1977 to 1979. Reverend Fumi Adeyemi, a renowned lawyer and administrator, was thereafter appointed the executive secretary in 1979 and served for 13 years before his retirement in 2003. In 2003, another lawyer and insurance expert, Mr. Ezekiel O. Chiejina, became the Director General of the association. Following his retirement in 2010, Mr. Olorundare S. Thomas, an accomplished insurance professional and administrator par excellence, was appointed as the 5th Director General of the association. He assumed duty on the 1st of May 2010. Mrs. Yetunde Ilori was appointed as the 6th Director General of the association in August 2017.
The excess stamp duty fee that members paid in 2007 when they were recapitalizing, the whole sum has now been refunded. This is unusual to have government refunding payment made to them already, but that was done, and it was done in 2 phases, and the 2 payments have been fully made. And I'm sure members are so glad about this. Apart from this, also on the platform or using the Instrument of Finance Act, 2 major achievements have been made. First one was the resolution of the Section 16 of CITA, which is considered punitive to the industry, but with the use of this medium, it has been resolved, and I can say that members are now smiling. The most recent one is, of course, getting the right definition of minimum required capital in place that has somewhat stalled the recapitalization exercise of the industry. But now that has been put in place, and we can now say we have proper and the correct definition of minimum required capital with which operators can base their business upon.
From UBA House, where the association started operations in 1971, the NIA has transfers to many locations before finally landing in its permanent site at 42 Saka Tinubu Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. They are Mandela's House, 96/102 Broad Street, Lagos, Cooperative Bank Building, Marina, Lagos, and St. Peter's House, 2 Ajele Street, Lagos.
I joined the NIA 18th of October 1977. We were only 4 as at there. Mr. V.O.I. Wondoko as the secretary, Mrs. Rita Igbebike as the confidential secretary, Mr. Odun-Ayo Adio as the messenger, and my humble self. The level of subscription as at then was 4,000 naira. For me, NIA is not just an organization, but a family. A family where love, diligence, and honesty thrives.
In coming to the present office, credit must be given to Reverend Fumi Adeyemi, who bought the property under some very tight situations. In his 13 years as executive secretary from 1989 to 2003, he took the association to another significant level and distinguished himself as a legal luminary and leader. The first initiative to give the building a facelift was made during the tenure of Mr. Ibidakpo Balogun, who made a personal donation of 500,000 naira towards the renovation of the building. However, it was not until 2015, during the tenure of Mr. Gus Wiggle as the 21st chairman of the association, that the council took the initiative to build a new secretariat for the association in response to its growing status in the insurance industry. A committee headed by Mr. Eddie Efekoha was subsequently set up to see the actualization of the project.
It's a statement. It's a statement that the insurance industry, have just made with that secretariat. I've not seen it as of today, but from the design we saw and from the architectural, and the architects and everything, the landscaping and, what we conceived it at that time, I think we've just made a statement to say, look, the insurance industry is solid and they can only just continue to do well and do better.
As you recollect, when we were having our secretariat at number 3 Ajele Street, St. Peter's House, we occupied just a floor. NIA was there. I wasn't a member of the council at that time. But then they moved to Saka Tinubu, rented, and then later bought the property. To now say that bungalow, detached bungalow, is now a 7-story building. I've not seen it, but I know the people behind NIA have the type of taste that will signpost the type of building that will be there. So 7-story building is not a joke. And if they could achieve that, that means there's real seriousness in the...
I've not seen the new building, but I can imagine that the actual that finishing, which are currently the chairman of NIA.
I'm so glad that we've been able to pull this through. It's been a project that's been on the table through successive chairmen, and I'm really happy that the project has come to fruition, and we will be moving into that edifice, which speaks to the strength and to the image of the Nigerian insurance industry as a whole.
It's a sign of progress for a 50-year organization to move into our own premises in the course of that 50 years. and then to be able to pull it down and put a state-of-the-art building is responding to the dictates of the environment, doing something that is meet and proper for its age. You know, that shows sign of progress. We can't continue to be where we are and expect to be taken seriously. I'm very, very proud of the fact that we are able to achieve that within a very short time and without any noticeable stress.
But I recall when we were doing the foundation laying ceremony, we had already raised 50% of the funding. Yes, we promised ourselves 30 months or whatever, but I know that it's a little bit more than 30 months. Again, when you factor in the fact that in between we've had COVID, so 2 years were lost and all of that. I think that the secretariat, the council, the secretariat, everybody, DG, chairman, have all done very well.
It's a major milestone, and I believe that it will count. When we talk about perception, the perception is very key, and that will, make people to have more respect, for the industry. It will make the industry to actually shine brighter, in the scheme of things. So I think it's a positive one that will impact positively on the insurance industry in Nigeria.
I think it makes a very bold statement about the association. We've operated, more or less anonymously in the shadows. It is time that we step out as mature 50-year-olds, and what the better way to do it than to unveil a magnificent edifice right in the heart of the commercial center of Victoria Island, which again I said, we conceived it ourselves, we funded it, we managed it totally on our own.
As NIA celebrates this 50th anniversary and the unveiling of its ultra-modern head office in Victoria Island, Lagos, the future looks bright and promising.
Life itself is an experience. You deal with problems as they come, always remembering that you are doing it for the Nigerian economy, for the Nigerian insurance industry, for the Nigerian people. And mistakes will be made, but at the same time, it is a learning process. It's a mistake, but you are learning from your mistakes and so on, provided it is not deliberate. Mistakes that do happen, and therefore you will take them as a challenge and do it. I'm very impressed with actually how they continue over these years.
Always a bright future. However, it is based on the economy, Nigerian economy itself.
The insurance industry has a great future. Insurance penetration in Nigeria is still very low. We are not selling ourselves very well, but it's very difficult because when we have a contract, there's a contract, we cannot be claiming, shouting about the claims we pay. But probably we have to find a way, a discreet way a subtle way of letting the public know what we're able to do.
My dream and my prayer for the industry is that we will get there, not in distant future, where the insurance industry will be the industry that controls the economy of Nigeria and the direction of flow of things that happen in the country.
The NIA should not only be concerned about its the service of insurance in Nigeria, but also about the position of the Nigerian insurance industry in Africa. And right now, Nigeria is already playing a leading role in the African Insurance Organization. That's a very good plus for us.
The deluge of goodwill messages and tributes at this new NIA house unveiling and the 50th anniversary celebrations attest to the Olympian height the association has attained.
The NIA has represented the industry professionally for the last 15 years. I cannot imagine what insurance practice in Nigeria would have been without the NIA.
As the umbrella body of all insurance companies in Nigeria. It has been a good voice in the industry because they've been able to fight for so many things for their members. Aside that, I can see that NIA has good personnel, good people with good brains. It is really a milestone to be celebrated.
I'm very proud of NIA. NIA has done very, very well for the insurance industry as a whole. I'm very happy. It's been 50 long years, 50 fruitful years. And for the NIA building, honestly, it's amazing. And I wish NIA the best in its future endeavor and also moving the industry forward.
I'd like to say a big congratulations to the entire leadership of NIA. I think over the years, NIA has become more and more relevant in terms of defining the standards of operation for members. The NIA House will be a definition of the standard of insurance in Nigeria, unveiling a house that would really showcase the industry in a positive light.
Happy anniversary. We have come to maturity and it's now time to begin to earn it and act in a way that public will respect us.
Today, as the association celebrates its 50th anniversary, it is a thing of joy and pride that was started as a gathering of few insurance in 1971 has blossomed into the association that we're all proud of today. The goodwill messages and gathering of who is who in insurance in celebration of the NIA at 50 and the unveiling of the new NIA House bears eloquent testimony to the commanding heights the association has attained today.
The whole essence of insurance is about you. Our job is to ensure that you have the confidence, you have the resilience to pursue what matters to you, to pursue your passions. We know that life throws things at people, and that is why we are here. Leave that to us and trust us with the risk management of the things that are beyond your control. And the promise we make is that once we issue our policy, we will stand by our words. We have the capacity, we have the commitment, we have the discipline, we have the support to do that. Insurance is a very powerful tool for individuals, for corporates, for governments. We need to make use of those tools. The federal government has given us that trust by giving us the license to operate as insurers. We plead that you take advantage of it, and on our own part, we are committed to ensuring that we live by our words. To my colleagues, the members of the NIA, I thank you very much for all the support that we have received so far. We carry a very big responsibility when you carry the license as an insurer. It is an intangible. It's probably a unique situation where people part with their money just on the strength of a paper that you have issued, and the promise that when things happen, if things happen, you will be there to pay. We need to take that commitment seriously. And our role as NIA is to work to ensure that you have the environment to be able to do what you need to do very well. For my colleagues on the Governing Council, I would say it has been an extreme pleasure for me to lead the association in the last 2 years. I have learned a lot. It's been a journey of discovery for me. I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed working with a lot of you. You have all made me a better person. And the few achievements we have been able to record, they are clearly due to your collaboration, your counsel, your cooperation, your support, morally, emotionally, financially. I think we have a good association. We have a great association. We should, rally around it. We should support it. Like we say, the strength of a chain is as strong as the weakest link. We need to pull together. When we band together, when we pull together, when we collaborate, when we cooperate, there is no challenge that is beyond us. We've seen it in a few of the issues that we've really agreed to work on together. That should be the spirit, and that is what I will plead as we celebrate our 50th anniversary, and as I also take a bow at the end of my tenure, that spirit should be strengthened and should be extended to the chair that will be coming after it. It's a known fact that the insurance penetration in Nigeria is very low. Something will have to give. Like my former boss at Anderson used to say that, water doesn't run uphill. So clearly, the industry will win. There's no doubt about that. When is the question, and who the winners will be, is the question. There's a huge opportunity in the industry. We have created a platform. We have made the investment. So we need to ensure that just the little extra that should be done to ensure that we're able to move from the potential to the opportunity that we're able to exploit and return the industry to a position of fame, a position of prominence where it should be. I remain very, very optimistic that the insurance industry will rise to the level that we've never seen in this country. There's no two ways about that. It's been done elsewhere, and that is the situation that we have all over the world, because we play a critical role. We fulfill a key need in the economy, both in the corporate side and also in the personal level. So it's an extremely interesting and exciting time to be an insurance operator in the country.